And we are in here, getting ready to get underway with the pistol round between the Fluffy Aimers and Nouns of the esports. Let's get this going. Let's get this show on the road, John.
Yes, let's indeed.
Only an hour late. Look at us. Practically
Not too
on
bad.
time.
Well, it's not the 11 p.m. start we had last night, Mike.
No. Ready to roll. No problems here.
Yes.
Whatsoever. Let's see what they got. A little bit of a space allowed over towards A. Just Jason to spot it, though Dia can rotate in fairly quickly. They have A playing in this pistol round. He's spotting in towards apartment, so he's going to be the stand-in. Could see some vulnerabilities there. What we are going to see is a bomb plant, guaranteed. All but that was an ambitious plant spot. This is still an ambitious plant spot, unfortunately. Dia is checked a little bit. Still, the kills are all going the way of the Fluffy Aimers, and bwills can find nothing more. It's left to Carson, who is trying to be the underpass lurk, but in now is just the only player. One kill. Can't deny this defuse, but he can find damage. But not quite a third kill. Still, round gonna go the way of the Aimers.
Yeah, I mean, good patience from the Fluffy Aimers, not trying to over-initiate in that first fight, right? Letting Nouns plant the bomb, realizing, okay, we have to concede that, and afterwards they get all the frags they could possibly want, except for Carson at the end, who manages to clock a couple, but by that point, they'd already defused the bomb, and it's 1-0 for the Fluffy Aimers. One thing to note, of course...
Oh, go ahead, John.
I was just going to say that Fluffy Aimers announced that Stanislaw has been picked up as... Interestingly enough. Oh, Carson gets a 2K right off the rip here.
Exciting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
To see Stanislaw try coaching for this team. I don't know whether that's going to be so much of a long-term decision or more of a while he's figuring things out for the next step, giving them some advice. But either way, I'm sure his perspective will be valuable for a less experienced team. Would be valuable for them in this round, how to cope with getting Nouns. Because yes, they have been firmly Nouns. John, while we were talking about Stan, they get absolutely annihilated in the second round. And it is going to be the win for Nouns to now put Fluffy Aimers in a really tough spot.
A little over-aggressive from Fluffy Aimers there towards the A ramp. Carson pushed up and they lined up for him. He had the easy 2K spray down, and after that, well, Nouns did what Nouns does best, and that's just charge into the bomb site, find the frags, and win the round. So they tie things up at 1, and Fluffy Aimers, that pistol round victory is now, well, point. Dia down to 24 HP. He's going to have to retreat behind that smoke. CJ, look at this. I mean, Nouns, like we mentioned, they like to push up and get aggressive, but hey, gets the headshot onto CJ.
A couple kills come back the other way, and that rifle shouldn't be retrievable unless they leave it completely abandoned for a while. They rock in towards A. It's just Jason who can do anything about this. Did they get rid of that gun? I didn't actually see anyone ferry it away, so... chance to retrieve a rifle should be the only thing they're trying to do in this round. And Lucy's got it, and it was bait. It was bait! Cynic!
Yeah.
He sweetened the pot. Put a little cheese on that mousetrap. And spring shot, but Dia's gotten the cheese. He's got the cheese. And he slipped away. This little mouse. We're right back into his hidey hole here behind the wall. As mice will do. Dia bring this rifle into the next round. Survey says maybe position revealed. Extra kill on, but now 2 to contend with, and oh, he's mowing them down. And look, there's no way they're going to lose this round, but I don't know if Nouns are going to be terribly happy if they lose every body in Hunt. So they're just going to let this go. Wow.
Yeah.
What a round for Dia.
Look, Dia's good. 6-1. I told you, he is the reason that the Fluffy Aimers have had such a good season. If you look at his performances, over 12 maps, he had 20 or more frags in 10 of them. He also had 28 frags 3 times, once, or actually twice against B-Hop on Overpass and Nuke, and then once against Mythic on Ancient. Also, he dropped 29 in that overtime match against Pain that we talked about earlier. So, I mean, he's a very, very solid player, and also has had a 1.25 or more rating in 9 of 12 maps. And there he goes again, tapping heads, the only rifle in the round, and he's made it a 5v4. Look at that, 5v2 now. What is happening?
Reasonable right now. Just Carson alone. More than done his work. Learcy as well getting in on the fun. A little bit of contribution here. This is catastrophe for Nouns. And after how expensive the last round was as well, if Carson can't recover here, they're in a lot of trouble early on. So, we wanted these rounds to get messy, and it's looking like mess is on the menu. Tonight's game, John.
Indeed. Carson, still a chance to do something here. Maybe get some frags, do damage to the economy of the Fluffy. Still a little bit delicate, but they're getting some free upgrades here. And now Carson trying to peek around. He's taking the fight with the only pistol, and he just cannot lock them in. Down to 50 HP. And Jason's managed to escape connector, so now it gets even tougher for Carson to have any impact at all. Finally does secure that frag, but now his position is completely known.
He slipped the net.
And the Fluffy Aimers might surround him. Yeah, you're right.
This is really interesting. They were hoping to flank him up on A. They have to have known they had bomb, right? I don't know why no one's watching
there's
middle.
No time now.
They think he's CT. Like yeah, time alone is going to be tough onto this round. I think Carson's going to wind up saving, but I don't know why they thought what they did. He comes back into the fight, so he will be dropped. That was a little odd, but it's all good for the Fluffy Aimers. Huge round to win. Can't take it away from them. Massive round to win with just the one saved rifle. They turn it into a celebration.
Yeah, Dia just boosted up there towards Cat, gets the head of bwills immediately, and after that is able to connect on the second one, as well as the USPs ringing true for a frag. So, I mean, by that point, it's 5v3, and then Carson, as you saw, is the last one standing. But, I was going to say, Nouns are no stranger to these types of situations. Usually bounce back quickly, but now Dia's got the big green in his hands. He connects on the bwills, 5v3.
So Nouns rebuffed early on into this one. A bit more resistance than perhaps they were expecting. And with this being a force buy as well, I mean, they pushed the chips into the center of the table. Let's see. They can pull off a long round.
Just want to mention, Mike, this is the second day in a row that we've seen Nouns with the option to pick sides, going T side first.
That is true. They do like a T side.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially with the one seed locked up at this point, I would not really expect them to necessarily use the full breadth of their playbook. So maybe trying to go shock and awe on the T side early. That's where they're feeling the strength. Nice flash into jungle. Better shot from Carson, as the flash actually did not blind Jason at all. And this round is not settled business. They don't have a smoke. Although they already actually do have one deployed on towards connector. So this could actually be a great situation. Bomb goes down. This post plant is going to be very tough for the Fluffy Aimers. They got a bit of utility to get past the choke points. A lot of flashbangs. They're going to need one of these picks to work out their way. And with Carson's deep position in towards jungle, this could be good. This could be good. Big first pick for Dia. Carson dissuaded by that nade, but he will be by the bullet all onto MarKE, and there's just not enough health for this fight. Again, a big round for Dia, who started off 12-1 here.
Dia's a one-man army. I mean, he's showing it. He's showing why this team has been able to find so much success, and it's by his hand for the most part. Although I can't say the supporting cast hasn't been strong. Sacrifice, for example, is behind him by a large margin in terms of frags, but still performing well this season with 218 frags plus 14 kill to that differential and a 1.07 KDR. He also has 16 3 kill plus rounds, with 2 of those being 4Ks. But I forgot to mention, Dia leads the team, and I think even the league in some categories here. Yeah, 25 3 kill plus rounds for Dia, and he leads the league. In fact, sorry, tied for second with 4Ks at 7.
Actually absurd.
Yes.
I mean, right now he has more kills than the rest of his team put together.
Yes.
By a fairly large margin. Ooh, timing on that would have been a problem. Sacrifice wasn't there to keep his teammate clean. Just need to watch where Dia is in every round. He is here, in fact, in defensive A. Nouns not looking likely to find much out of this one. Just going to do a dry hit on towards A. It seems they've got mid. MarKE actually has full control of mid. There's no one contesting it. Displayed 5 being alive here for the Fluffy AIMERS. They're just opting to play the sites. Get the shot off of it. bwills, nothing. But wait for MarKE to perhaps activate from connector. But someone's got to be watching this, right? Sacrifice is kind of half-heartedly checking this. There's a chance for this Deke to find something. Timing will be everything. There's contact, distraction. MarKE does, in fact, chime in for one. But with the bomb drop, there shouldn't be much more that MarKE can do. Indeed, they're bringing the fight right to him to make sure that's the case.
Yeah, so not really much of a problem there for the Fluffy AIMERS. Sure, a deagle shot connects for MarKE, but outside of that, it was all Fluffy AIMERS in the Anticos. They take a 4-2 lead now. On Mirage this season, it hasn't exactly been rosy for Fluffy AIMERS. They played up against, I think it was EG Black, lost 6-16, and Timberman lost 4-16. Ended up winning the Timberman match in a reverse sweep, but still, Mirage was not pretty. The only time they won Mirage this season was up against Mythic in their last match, 16-10, and that was, well, Dia topping the board with 23 frags and a 94.0 ADR. He's already on pace for more than that, actually.
That's a good first find. The op had shifted off, and I thought Cynic might get away with his aggression, but no. It is, in fact, collected. Nice kill from MarKE, though. Entry on towards the site now. Dia is here, though. Dia is here. What do you got, Dia? Trying to section off that kill on MarKE. Good flashbang. Gives them a little bit of space. Have it on the check. More flashbangs out, and there's the play up. Now they've got them pressed back into the bench. Dia can't hit the quick scope, and there's just too many bullets coming back the other way. So with that kill, this should be a save. Bomb will go down, and Nouns will find a third.
Yeah, just a classic overload of the B site there from Nouns, and I mean, there's only so much Dia can do. It's only his second death in 7 rounds, but he was surrounded, trapped at bench. The bullets are flying through the bench, around it. He tries to peek out and go for a quick scope, but he had a couple of seconds, not even a second to react and trying to get a shot off, but it just didn't happen, and then, well, he's done. So, Nouns pick up a third. Jason and Sacrifice just going to try and save their rifles, which they pretty much will. They're tucked into Palace, defending both angles, and Nouns aren't going to challenge much because they don't have the money. They want to keep these guns. If we look strictly at the stats on Mirage, as I mentioned, you know, Fluffy AIMERS, not too great. And on the Nouns side, they played it 24 times over the last 3 months, their most played map. And in fact, it's their third best round differential of their top 3 maps. We're going to see Inferno, of course, which is the second one. And the top one is Overpass at plus 90. But on Mirage, plus 62 round differential and a 16-8 record over the last 3 months. Yeah, not too shabby.
Keeping half an eye on the score ticker for the other game here, as it will have big implications on whether this game actually can affect anything. Dia affecting a lot in the beginning of this round. A ripper of an opener. Just seems to be unreasonable. Kind of impact he's having. Getting back in towards bench is the position he got caught in last round, but this time more reinforcements. A little bit more in terms of situational readiness. Scoped up for the bricks fight if it comes his way, and indeed it will. Cynic drops the bomb forward, so now they're committed to this B fight and committed to trying to face him towards an AWP. Lyrcy shuts down the murder hole. Every push here for the Nouns is getting checked, and Sacrifice saw the barrel, so it's not a problem here whatsoever. Carson looking for damage, not connecting on shots. He will get one at the very least. In an effort to limit the utility, or the economy here rather, as this round, well, not likely to be winnable.
No, not at all. And who else but Dia at the tip of the spear again. 2 frags to kick things off. 14 on the board as he leads the server by a very large margin. And the Fluffy AIMERS get a 5th, 163 ADR. He is just on fire right now. And the thing is, for Dia is, I should say for Nouns, is avoid Dia. Get away from that op, because if you do, then you'll probably have a lot more success. He's really the one that's been the most difficult for them to get past. and they go to mid, which is not a good way, and they don't smoke window either. If Sacrifice gets a second as well, and it's a 5v3 again for the Fluffy Aimers.
His fast attempted plays in towards mid, not catching
working.
Fluffy Aimers off guard at all, really. Seen the Cynic get caught with that push through the top mid smoke a couple times now. Clearly wise to it. It might be time for a little bit of shift in strategy, John.
Yeah, I'd say perhaps stop holding W if you're Nouns and start to go for some more calculated executes.
Or find another spot to hold W. I don't
Yes.
think we've seen a Palace Waterfall yet.
Maybe where Dia isn't. That's a good idea.
That's fair. He's been all over the place. I mean, we've seen him play in
Yes.
towards B. We've seen him play in towards Ticket. They've been shifting that op around, doing a good job of keeping Nouns guessing. I think they've tried to avoid him, frankly. Just haven't necessarily been afforded the opportunity. Up con they go now. Dia's in towards the window. Which MarKE might be about to find out. Pushes him off. They want to try and section this off, but the player under dark is a problem. Now it's all about Dia, and the swing, ooh, can't land the shot. Opportunity knocking. 25 seconds, that's all that they've got. Smoke. Needed to cover it off. And MarKE's got a duel with the catwalk players. They're clearing off all the defenders. They know where A is. They can get this bomb planted with plenty of time. And A is fumbling, looking for something. They're on the catwalk. He's going to have to try and go for this clutch.
I don't know. I mean, Learson needs a drop. I think the money's not really there for Dia.
Sacrifice is money. Jason is money as well. A 1v2. I mean, the problem is he was so out of position, right? The time has become a huge issue. So now he's having to try and force this, try and just make the maneuver, and he's not got a smoke to go for the defuse either, so he's making a ton of noise. He has to know he's super exposed, and indeed, bwills will put him down. An update on the other game. Map 1 has just been closed by EG Black, so they just need one of the next two as we head on to their map pick. And if they win that matchup, this game is rendered neutered.
Yeah, it has been a tough season for the Timbermen. Yeah, I think they only won one game so far, one series so far. Surprising because they used to be a team that was contending for playoffs every single season. And last season, of course, we had that very public meltdown as they lost one of their players. And since that point, they've just not looked like the same team at all.
No, so. And I mean as well, if you look at the manner of their losses, the only team they beat is B-Hop. Gotten stomped by...
Hasn't beaten anyone.
Yeah, most of the league. They have map wins over the Fluffy Aimers and over Mythic at the very least, but it's been bleak for the Timbermen.
Yep. I don't know what's going to have to happen there, but maybe retooling that roster a little bit is in the cards. They started off the season with Jitter, who decided he didn't want to continue the season with them after one match, I think it was. So that's not the best, but either way, let's get back into the action here.
I don't know if that's the most surprising.
Oh my god.
A fighting towards mid. Under cover of smoke for the moment, but Sacrifice wants to get aggressive on the smoke fade. This is going to be an interesting fight with Cynic. All about this fade fight. Oh, he goes anti-flash! Anticipated the play through, and instead Cynic will get two.
Oh, man.
Sacrifice trying to be a step ahead, but instead he's 3 behind, and now pressure on towards the B site, and A, the stand-in, has to try and receive them. Dia's got to kill back at least, and it's slowed down this catwalk push. Still huge pressure on A, will deliver and get damage on the next as well. He is actually in position for this. Molotov gonna go down, force him off the window fight. Might allow a path to a bomb plant.
Yeah, now that smoke would definitely allow it.
Woo! They were a little late. Didn't take advantage of that Molotov, but there's the kill. There's the frag coming through. And despite all of this damage, Jason is in such a tough spot to actually try and go for this retake. He's going to give it an attempt. He's going to give it a look in. Carson, the healthy player, is actually playing as the insurance policy here. But it's not planted open for catwalk, so if Jason can take these two players down quickly, could have a chance to defuse, but Carson's already activated, recognizing that situation. Time is whittling off the clock. Carson, never one to wait. will just force the issue, find the frag, and tie up the scoreline.
Yeah, Carson likes to get in your face, so to speak. He does not want to be patient in a lot of those fights, and for good reason. He wins them more often than not. So, tied up 5-5 here, as Nouns have made a recovery, a couple of rounds in a row. Fluffy Aimers were really starting to look good on mostly Dia, right? At 16-4, everyone else has pitched in here and there, but it's been the Dia show. So if Nouns can get around him, it feels like they can find success here on Mirage. bwills, along with Cynic and Carson, are going to be pushing up through mid. It's being given to them by the Fluffy Aimers, who are now down to pistols only. A couple of Deagles, 2 USPs, and a P250. No armor, no utility, but Sacrifice, well, he's got the Zeus. Where is he playing with that Zeus? On the B side of Goose spot. Okay, pretty cheeky if Nouns go there. Dia has already dropped out. bwills looking around for targets. Spots one at truck. Taps away, can't connect on it. So far, so good for Nouns, and there's another one.
There's deep. Nouns' favorite way to deal with the pistol stack. Find the stack, fight it with the bomb. The Nouns playbook. Sacrifice, get a Zeus kill. Come on. Aww, commit to the bit.
He thought about it for a millisecond, then said, nah, you know what, I'll just try and go with the pistol, and it didn't work. 6-5 for Nouns, as the op is, of course, out, as it has been for Nouns in Cynic's hands, and you got the 4 AKs across the board. Otherwise, Fluffy Aimers should be able to buy here. They're going to opt for a half buy instead. It could have been a full investment, or at least close to a full investment with some M4s in play. Maybe having to sell it for a FAMAS or an MP9 here and there. But instead they say, you know what? We got a pretty good half buy here, and I don't blame them. Body armor and death. CJ is going to get a couple here. He only gets one back, but Cynic immediately trades it. As I was trying to set it up, Nouns knocked it down. Oh! A shot from Dia.
Always spicy, this guy. Always spicy, this guy. Ooh, looking for more as well, but burning alive. Forced out into the fray, and bwills, well, he will collect. They've done a good job slowing Dia down. I mean, I know this is still a bonker scoreline of 17-6, but reminder, he started 12-1.
Yeah. So he's been 5-4. Or 5-5, I should say, over the last little bit. So definitely slowing down, but yeah, 17-6 is insane, especially when you're down 5-7, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And again, he has slowed down. He does not have more kills than the rest of his team. So let's see if he can get back there. Nice opener here, catching CJ. They wanted to go for the fast mid-play, leaving Con open. Smoke coming in late. Might have actually been a bit of a miss, but MarKE's got one. Only one. Didn't have the coordination. The Molotov on Catwalk caused problems here for Nouns. We're all going together, but that's a sledgehammer kill from Cynic.
Oof.
Dia trades it. 1-19. Jason on the smoke. Fake gets caught. Got the dink, but the AK wins that duel. And it falls to Carson to try and clutch this out. He's got a cheeky bit of positioning here. But he can't wait too long. Dia's going to peek. Oh, he's planning exposed, so he is a dead man. No mercy out from Dia for the 20th kill of the game already.
Wow. I mean, look, he's the reason why they get that 6. I can't blame Carson for going for that plant, not really having cleared out CT. Says, okay, well, maybe I can take the chance, the gamble that no one's going to come up from Cat. Of course, though, Dia does exactly that. And as you mentioned, he's dropped the 20 bomb. He's also got, I think, 146 ADR at this point. It's ridiculous. As Nouns will have another buy in the bank. 4 AKs in the op coming through. They're going to go for this quick mid control, which is being given to them once more, which Fluffy Aimers have consistently done. They want to try and funnel Nouns into the op of Dia. A couple of frags come through here for Nouns in response to that one, but A with 2 from the MP9 could get another. No, denied by MarKE, and now the B site's open and free for the taking, but the bomb is so very far away.
That's going to be the big problem. MarKE posted up here. If he can catch his kill, though, it just won't matter. bwills has the right idea. They're checking in towards underpass, but he's just going to make... Oh, you don't see that smoke very often. That's a cheeky smoke. Specifically to section off this op angle, because he knows with MarKE posted up, that's the one area where he could really drop the bomb early on. That is great utility usage from bwills.
Yeah, we won't be able to use it soon. with CS2, but you know, while CSGO is still out.
I mean, I guess you could nade that. I think you
No,
could
no,
still use that.
but it won't go through the
Oh,
wall.
because it's volume. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. And, well, off the back of that smoke and some good shooting, it is going to be Nouns to secure at least an edge in this half.
I mean, if it's there, it's legal, right? Use it, and it's a fantastic smoke. It really is, and it really allowed him to get into that bomb site safely, secure the round for Nouns as they take an 8. And even though Dia continues to impress, continues to try and give his team that extra something to get rounds on the board, that time it just wasn't enough. And we head into round number 15, although it's very, very close as it's been for the Fluffy Aimers up against tough competition on this map throughout the season.
CJ's already out to Tetris. They based on Jason's position.
Nope.
bwills gonna get caught there, but he lives. Now they've got the opener that they're looking for, and they know where A is. Oh, no! MarKE posted up, lives! And sacrifice becomes that. Cynic burning himself alive, but finally a kill back the other way. This one's still viable. What is happening here in spawn? Cynic somehow coming out on top of that exchange. And he seems a bit confused about this last player's position. Learcy, look, they're both low on the other side. This is winnable. They know his spot. They could just leave. But instead they'll molly him, knowing that he can't threaten that Molotov with his health. Plant the bomb right in his face. You got for us, Learcy. See your J's posted for this exact play. So Learcy thinks better of it. He's going to go through Con instead. But that's going to be checked. That's going to be spotted. And now Learcy, what you got? They're throwing guns at you. And now they're throwing bullets in as well. 9-6 to send us to the half.
There's fire in the atmosphere, moving in synergy, this electricity. The power of the pioneers, tearing through history, this is our destiny. We are the power, we are the change, we are the pioneers of paradise of fame, and we push it louder like hurricanes. We are the pioneers, we are the pioneers.
9 rounds on the T side bodes for a pretty promising Mirage here for Nouns. But the question becomes for us, John, can Dia have the same kind of impact now that the sides are reversed?
Yeah, I would say maybe not with the op, but like I mentioned before, a lot of his fragging comes through with the rifles as well. So maybe he can pull out the AK and start doing some damage in that regard, but still he's going to need help from the rest of his squad, which was there at times. Sacrifice came out and he looked like he was pretty strong, and Learcy at times as well, but they need more than that. There's no question, especially as they move on to the other side of the map. Timeout's going to be called here. I'm not sure if it's technical in nature.
I mean, definitely is. You should be sure.
Yes, it is.
You should be sure, John.
Yes. Well,
Pre-pistol round. Yeah. Should be sure. Let's see. Okay, so everyone not named Dia on the Fluffy AIMERS side ended with
Under 10.
26 kills. Dia ended with 23 in the half.
Unreal.
I believe in Dia's ability to catch up to the rest of his team.
That is just insane. And over on the noun side, something that we've seen a lot lately is it's the frags are distributed pretty evenly across the board, which is fantastic. I mean, you've got 5 players who individually are so very strong. So when everyone is popping off, it just ends up this type of result.
It is certainly promising for a team that seems to be, I mean, largely on the same page now, right? I mean, it's been this way for a while. I think realistically we can look at like the beginning of the year where it's felt this way. Since the addition of MarKE. It wasn't always a team that was like this. There would be some fits, there would be some starts, there would be some times where it seemed like players were making individual plays or they weren't necessarily in coordination. And there's still moments where players make individual plays, but it feels like that is the idea in the round. It's them being let off the leash, being given that freedom as opposed to them just taking it. So it's been interesting.
No, I agree with you. I think the addition of MarKE really solidified this roster, and it was like the glue that they needed in a lurk and a player that can just perform is at the same level as everyone else, and that was fantastic. But I also, we can't forget Semphis, being added to the roster and having a coach, with so much experience playing Counter-Strike come in and help guide them and direct them.
He had, to be fair, been around for a while though. Been on this team since when did he join? Last summer?
I think it was last summer. Yeah, last year.
So a year at this point, or about to be a year.
It took a while though. We saw the bumps in the road when Semphis joined, right?
I mean, I remember talking to Semphis at not this past RMR, but the previous one. In Stockholm at the time, where one of the things he was talking about is, look, I can give whatever advice I have. I can, tell them how to play, how to practice, how to prepare. But at the end of the day, it's about them taking that seriously and incorporating it. And one of the things that he's talked about as well was that having Stamina on the team, it's a very brief stint on this roster, but when Stamina was on this team, he felt like he helped instill an actual system. So that then when Stamina was removed to allow for MarKE to join the roster, Cynic stepped into the pieces of that system and found himself much more able to call.
That's fantastic. So Stamina's impact still being felt apparently here on this Nouns squad. He's a really good IGL, honestly.
I don't know if Stamina's gonna loves hearing that. It's like, yeah, you built us a great car, drives beautifully, and he's like, yeah, can I have the keys back? Nope, ours now. Just Cynic's driving now. Don't worry about it. CJ looking for this fight, waiting for his teammates to get back around. They have full rotated, so everybody's here. There's a smoke, but it's just players already past it. Not going to be a big deal, but the kills, again, in the pistol round are coming in nicely. This, though, bwills, impact player. Only 2 bullets left in the gun. He's gotten his reload off. He was able to back away. So it's a 2v2 with bomb not yet planted. They're trying to fight forward. They want to isolate bwills. But now they've given up the site itself. They have to battle back out to try and even get the plant, and Carson's going to punish them for that. So, Learcy brings in the clutch. Body shots would be enough. bwills doesn't want to give him the fight. Learcy looking for this, checking for this, but eventually he's going to have to make a move to plant the bomb. 50 seconds. He could actually slip the net and go towards B. Is that the read? bwills now on the angle, but Learcy with the headshot clutches it out. That looked like bwills had it all the way. But Learcy, a little bit of a switcheroo.
All right, Fluffy Aimers. They take both pistol rounds here on Mirage. I thought that Nouns had that, though. Just so well played from bwills with a 2K, and then at the end, he's in the 1v1. He had the right read, just came around the corner, and Learsey was a little bit quicker with the headshot from the Glock. So, Fluffy Aimers at least cut the lead to 2. And over on the Nouns side, well, of course, they're going to force up. There's no question. Do we even have to ask if they'll do that? As Fluffy Aimers, they're also going to get the rifles in play as quickly as possible. It's going to be 3 Galils, an AK, and probably Learsey with a MAC-10 so he can get that util up. And no, he has enough for a Galil as well. Okay, sure.
Galil.
Galil. It's the best gun in the game. No, that is not accurate.
I don't think anyone thought it was, John.
Okay.
Someone's
Just
watching
making
Counter-Strike
sure.
for the first time.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Buy the Galil. Got it. Understood. If you are just watching Counter-Strike for the first time, M249 is the way to go.
Oh, God, Mike.
These players
what are
aren't
you trying
using
to
it
do?
because they're scared of its power.
I mean,
Cowards.
I've talked about it before. You know, on CP side, one shot up M249, just the spray is just ridiculous. So, yeah.
200 bullets, man. Don't need to know the spray pattern if you could put 200 downrange.
Well, it's pretty wild. It's hard to tame that M249.
That's why it's only for the best. Gonna ride the lightning. Look at these nades. This player top mid could be in trouble. A could be in a lot of trouble if the HEs come in. One of them was actually in apps though, so Carson, that won't exactly. Woohoo! That's a ripper of a deep shot. Ripper of a deep shot. Okay, this one's getting spicy. Oh! Speaking of riding the lightning, a Nouns forced by round. The Nounsiest of moments. They won one in the first half. They're looking to make it 2 for 2. Recovery to a 3-on-3 situation here, but they still deegs out. Not going to be feeling comfortable if you're FA.
And it's already been expensive for them. You know, Sacrifice and Dia down to $0 and $100 respectively. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, if they win the round, it's okay. But if they lose it, oh boy. We're in a similar situation as we were in the first half. And A is going to come through with Learsey. They're walking into the 2 guns, the MP9, along with the Deagle, that crossfire that's been set up by Nouns.
I don't
They're
even
not
know
clearing
Deagle's here.
jungle. They're not
clearing
clearing
this.
it.
They're not clearing this. A's down to the dirt. Whoa, the stairs player drops. It's all on to Learsey. He's trying to chase his kill on Cynic. He's got it. So it's into the clutch. And CJ bouncing around, moving every which way. And
Wow,
Learsey
Learsey again.
15 points of health. Back-to-back clutches. This one a 1v2, even better than the last.
Back-to-back 3Ks as well. That was really nice from Learsey. Of course, the lack of head armor helps when you have that Galil, 35 bullets, 5 more than are in the AK, so you can really deal with those softer players a lot more effectively.
And look who's force spying right back in.
Of course. I mean, look, they brought it down to a 1v1, Mike. The economy's delicate. If there's going to be a team that tries this in ECL, definitely Nouns is the one.
Yeah. Frustrated about that one. I mean, in the 2, right? I don't quite know what CJ's plan was there. I seem to think it might be the B rotation, but maybe he thought time was shorter than it was. Not really sure what that read was. Either way, still being taken here in towards mid. Cynic trying to harass. These players take the space, and it's bwills who strikes first, and he will fade away. Of all of his teammates, he's generally the one who shows the most restraint. Low bar, but one that he does clear. Ready to defend the site. A spicy fight here from Palace, but bwills again chimes in. And there's
Here it
another
is.
as well for William. The dig ringing out again and again and again. Dia, no Learsey to bail them out of this one, and now it's just Dia who will get the bomb plant with the old fabled U4 go A, I go B with bomb strat. But now it's all about the post plant for this man. The guy who was unreal in the first half has yet to crack the board in the second. Now he's got 4 to find. And he isolates a fight with MarKE and MarKE. Actually, first up catwalk, but MarKE posted on, gets the tag, and there's the frag to boot. Plenty of time for the defuse. Nouns have pulled off the force buy.
I mean, it was a nice setup from Dia to get that first, and then looking into MarKE, but just couldn't connect the shots, and afterwards he gets overloaded from the other side. So 10-8 for Nouns. They would not give up on the force buys, and it finally pans out for them as they hit double digits first, and Fluffy Aimers are left with a bank account that does not look that great, meaning we're probably going to see pistol upgrades at most. There is the opportunity for Dia to invest a little bit more, but he wants to get that AWP up and running, so he's not going to. And in fact, it's just going to be Glocks and a P250 along with a flashbang for the Fluffy Aimers. That flash is already being lined up. They're going to try for a quick push here. Might not be the best of ideas with CJ waiting on the other side along with bwills. Instead, they actually slow it up just a tick, maybe hoping that a push will come through and they can catch CJ, who is already up the ramp, off guard.
Williams has been stellar, but it's CJ who gets aggressive here. Finds 2. Don't know if that was a worthwhile exchange since he has given up the rifle. They're definitely going to be a little bit more wary about this. Spot the rest of the player. Look at the flank that's developing as well. Cynic has them hemmed in. They're bottled up. They cannot escape. Question is, what can Dia do with this found A1S? He's coming into the fight, and he's down on the dirt, and that drops the bomb. That drops the gun. And further hems in these remaining players. Just a matter of time. Now, Sacrifice will get 1 more kill out of this, but that is all she wrote.
Yeah, CJ, it ends up working out for him, and of course he got a couple of frags before he went down, but still, if you just wait for the flank to materialize, and then once everyone's in position, you go for the push, it's a lot better. Maybe because he gets information is why Cynic is so confident going on that flank, but still, might have been better to wait around a little bit longer. 11-8 for Nouns. 3-round lead has been restored, and now the Fluffy Aimers are going to be back on the buy at 4 AKs and the AWP. They got the utility coming up. Perfect smoke thrown for window. That will force, I think it's Carson, out of window. And Cynic is just lining up a nade through that smoke to get tossed for top mid. It does connect, but Jason finds the headshot onto CJ, and that's a 5v4 for the Fluffy Aimers, who are going to try and work off that advantage here and move into mid.
A lot of utility getting tossed all around in mid.
Yeah.
Not really finding much for it. There is some vulnerability towards the top if they could get these HEs out. MarKE looks like he's maybe lining something up. Well, he's thinking about it. Thinking about it again. Come on,
He wants to toss it, yeah.
Commit. They flirted with these top mid nades in so many different rounds. I would just like them to throw them once.
A lot of pressure for Carson coming up here.
There is indeed. Seems like it's going to be the A hit. Here comes the utility to force AY. They've got that kill. Now they need to respond and react, and bwills is going to be able to do that in the nick of time. Back around, Elbow got spotted. But, likewise, the other way. It's a trade, but quickly spawned by Dia. bwills not able to get more from the back of triple. He's MarKE on his lonesome. And it might just be time for a lonely save. No, thinks better of it. Decides he wants a fight on this smoke fade. It's gonna work. MarKE. This would be theatrical. Just trying to get lucky on the spam here. It's Lucy who's now able to back away. Unable to isolate the fights. Does MarKE still want this? There's a pretty good read on the positioning. He's trying to force the issue damage on the Dia, but they know he's pulled off of it, so now at this point, they know they've got the round.
He's got to slip away. Ah, nice try from MarKE there. At least he gets one and makes it a more expensive round for the Fluffy Aimers, but yeah, I don't know if that wallbang even works, but sure, why not? MarKE doesn't go down, and that will be that. Lead cut down to 2 again. The Fluffy Aimers refuse to go away. And now we head into round number 21. As Nouns.
Cynic has a Negev.
Yeah, he had a P90 yesterday. Today he has Negev. And Negev
And it works.
He gets the headshot onto
It works. It works. It's no M249, but it'll work in a pinch. $1,700, folks. Actually, honestly, unironically good for the top mid spam on this map.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would argue that the Negev has far more utility in a competitive match than the M249.
Certainly in
MarKE!
value, and this is going to open up round. MarKE with this rifle gets himself a third.
No way.
Oh my goodness. It started with a Negev, and it ends with Jason in a 1v4. He finds the first, puts down the rifle at the very least. Two of his opponents don't have armor at this point. Here's the face for the big gun, and Cynic, a two-piece with the biggest gun you'll see in this game, and he even gets the upgrade. So the Negev converts around for Nouns.
For a second, I thought he was going to keep the Negev. He's jumping around all the guns. I'm like, hey, Cynic, pick up an AK, pick up an Ops, pick up something. Get in your hands, and it ends up being the AK that he grabs. But, I mean, granted, he did get two with that Negev, so, I mean, you might want to just go for that spam. It's just money-wise, pick up the gun. Anyway, 1:48 on the clock. Nouns looking for a 13th. Cynic peeking around. Dia finds the first onto bwills. Cynic's position known as well. MarKE does get the trade, and Cynic needs to be careful. He continues to peek, and he's punished for it. Dia the headshot, although Carson and CJ, they respond immediately. This is madness.
They've got bomb. They've got bomb. I don't even think MarKE's looked left. I don't even think MarKE's looked left, but he's got the kills, and he's got the round.
What?
Just pushed all the way through apps. Killed everybody.
It's just holding W for Nouns.
Hey, they wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh.
It's Mirage CT side, and Cynic's back on the Negev. He's gone back to it. He's gone back to it.
I mean,
Look, the rifle let him down on the last one.
yeah, go
Because
back
I
to
know
the
what
Negev. This is the one that that works.
Anti-eco Negev.
Negev meta starting early.
He's in sandwich with the Negev. Actually, all right, I'm theory crafting about this. Now, it doesn't work as CJ's push pals, but if someone doesn't push pals, you know there's a player there that would actually be great to spam the corner with. What if you wait until there's an indication there's a player in B and you just spam the wood panel into kitchen?
That could work too. bwills.
With Negev meta, man.
He's got a couple there in the apartments. Yes, he did.
I believe he was up underpass.
One of the two.
I believe he was. Cynic with the assist with the Negev, not a kill. Most importantly, but he has revealed the presence of the most fearsome gun on the map right now. And Fluffy AIMERS are getting nothing out of this one. And there will be the Negev frag. This guy is great at the Negev headshots, man. I need like 30 seconds of spin-up time to be able to hit those. He's just hitting the laser beam. I think he does the spray pattern, man.
It's actually really powerful. If you know the spray pattern, you can get some really quick headshots with it, and it becomes very lethal. The problem with the Negev is how slowly you move, but you know, if you hit the shots and you come around the corners at the right time, it's really scary. I don't know. Cynic making a case for the Negev here, which I didn't expect at all, but here we are.
Certainly making a case for Nouns. This is Fluffy AIMERS' last chance to do anything about this, and that's a little bit of over-aggression from CJ. The flash actually did catch Dia, but he wasn't able to respond in time, and Dia's vision clears. And the kill comes in, but trade is there, and back we go. Pressure on in this A fight. They've committed everything to the aggression, but Cynic from triple. But then again, they're ready to lock things down.
Fluffy AIMERS are just stuck where they stand, it seems, unsure what to do because they've honestly been shocked here over the last few. But all of Nouns are sitting on the A site. As soon as Sacrifice pokes his head into that B site, if he does, they'll realize no one's home and it's a free plant, but instead They say we only got 38 seconds left. Our positioning is not really that good to go for a
Where's
B
that
rotation with so
smoke?
little information.
What was that
It's
smoke
off the map. It's gone.
supposed to be?
I don't know.
What?
I didn't see.
Must have like been thrown over from Ticket and hit a palm tree, I guess.
Possibly.
All right, well, they've smoked off the aliens. No UFOs involved in this round. Oh, there's the spot on the first. Carson gets the kill. They're prone right into the Negev. Right into the Negev.
Stop it.
Oh, it's over. There's not enough time. There's literally not enough time for Learsey. He probably just needs to save this. Doesn't want to die to the Negev. Get some damage at least, and then he's going to duck, tuck, and run. Map point found for Nouns.
I mean, we already expected a Negev to be perhaps used more with the way smokes work in Counter-Strike 2, right? You can get some visibility by spamming it through, and it just can open things up for a rifler that stands behind you, or for the Negev itself, of course. But yeah, seeing it here, it's the longest run for the Negev, and having it be effective that I've ever seen in ECL. Like 4 or 5 rounds in a row now? This is insane.
Carson catches the opener here, not with the Negev. But the Negev will spam ably. Oh, that's a collat! That was a collat! They lined up for bwills. He shot one through the other. And 2 big kills come in, and with it, the waning moments of Fluffy AIMERS' chance in this game. He had tagged up a little bit by the biggest of the machine guns. And he will find one, but the trade is immediate. That was just a lineup through the smoke, knowing that he was in the doorway. It's all on the Learsey. He's had some impressive clutches this game. This would need to be the best yet, and it will not happen. Pure domination there in the second half. As soon as any form of the guns came out, it was Nouns all the way, John.
Yeah, I mean, look, Cynic tried to use the rifle and said, oh, it didn't work. I died right away. So goes back to the Negev and just carries it forward for 5 rounds in a row.